And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Sunday, folks. And once again, today is the last weekend day of the golden era in the NBA, folks. 4 games on, starting at 1 p.m. We're back to a 1 p.m. start time. Don't have to wait till 2 p.m. today. That's great. But once again, today's the last weekend game where we're going to get 4 games of playoff basketball on a day. So enjoy it, relish in it, revel in it, do it all in it, folks. Make some more money because we were cashing in yesterday, folks. We went 3 of 4 of our picks, but we got to go 100%, right? Last day of 4 games of the golden era, folks. How can we not? How can we absolutely not go 4 for 4 Wendy's? 4 for 4, yes, folks. Got to go 4 for 4 today. So breaking down the games from last night, yesterday, all 4 games. Celtics, folks. Yes, 3. We'll save everything until we get there. But breaking down the games from last night, we got to bet the games today, folks. Y'all know we got to keep on betting, never stop betting, folks. When we get to the point where we can release merch, we're going to have a shirt that says keep on betting, never stop betting, folks, right? It's got to be the motto. So betting on the games today, feeling pretty good about these games again today. And it's going to be a little bit of a shorter show because, once again, 1 o'clock tip-off for these games. So we got to scoot out of here by 1 o'clock. So about a 55-minute show today. But if we have any extra time, maybe watch a little Kenny Pickett, maybe. And then there's really only one story in the NFL that we really have to go over. One other newer story to talk about. So we'll see what we get to today. But let's start here in the NBA. And if we have any extra time, we will shift gears to the NFL. But let's start breaking down these games from last night. So let's start with game number 1 yesterday. 76ers at the Raptors. Game 4. 76ers up 3-0 in this series. And what do we say? The Raptors have too much pride to go down without a fight, and that's exactly what happened last night. Raptors in control for really the entire game. The 76ers down the entire game, not able to kind of overcome. They rubber banded the lead, double digits down to single digits, trying to get that lead back. Just could never get over that hump. And the Raptors get it done really without Fred VanVleet. The man didn't really even play that much. The man had a ripped jersey. Nothing was falling. He left the game and just never came back. It was real bizarre. So not sure what we're going to get from Fred VanVleet come game 5 back in Philadelphia, but the Raptors do extend this series. Nick Nurse, well done, great coaching job. Everything was thrown at him in this series, and then you pile on the no Fred VanVleet, only played 14 minutes, and once again just walked off the floor right before halftime and never returned. So Fred VanVleet feeling a little down, to put it very, very lightly. How is he going to come out and perform in game 5? Do or die for the rest of the way. Down 3-1. There is no more wiggle room for this Raptors team, but they off-put their vacation by potentially one more game. So, for the Raptors, we had Siakam stepping it up big time. 34 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. Shot 52% on 19 shots. That's the Siakam that we're all a little used to seeing in the regular season. So, finally, Siakam shows up in the series and, gives them a little bit of life. It's 3-1. It's still, a little bit of a death sentence. No team has ever come back 3-0, and this team was down 3-0. So, we'll see. Is this going to be the first team? And, this would be a team to do it against with Joel Embiid's, a little bit of an injured, banged up thumb. Doc Rivers, his history of kind of blowing leads and blowing games. James Harden floundering in the playoffs. So, this could be the first ever reverse 3-0 sweep. I don't see it happening, but the Raptors, if a team were to do it, the Raptors would be one of those teams that definitely could give it a go, and that's what they're trying to do here. So Siakam had a great night. Gary Trent Jr. got out to a really hot start in this game, helped them kind of climb out to that early lead and keep it for the rest of the game. Gary Trent Jr., 24 points on 3 of 10 from the three, and he only shot 40%, but once again, just front-loading those points, getting out to that decent start. It still wasn't a great start for the Raptors, but Gary Trent Jr.'s shots falling early helped the Raptors to maintain that close game in the first quarter, take the lead, and hold on to it. We had Kem Birch playing at the 5 for only 5 starting minutes, 0 points on 1 shot. Then we had Precious coming off the bench, 5 points, 4 rebounds. Scotty Barnes did end up playing yesterday, came off the bench, 6 points, 11 rebounds. And Scotty Barnes, 2 assists. And once Fred VanVleet, went down, Scotty Barnes handling the offense a little bit more, so able to overcome that no Fred VanVleet. And then we had Thaddeus Young, who, he had a big role in this game too. Dropped, going against Joel Embiid in this game, dropped him a little bit with some crossovers and step backs and hesitation. So Thaddeus Young, kind of the 6th man of the year candidate last year. We were loving Thaddeus Young, finally getting it done off the bench for this Raptors team. So Thaddeus Young last night, 13 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, playing 30 minutes, going against Joel Embiid, and was a plus 14 on the floor. This was a really great game by Thaddeus Young. Everybody truly digging in deep on this Raptors team to not get swept. And once again, we know this Raptors team has a lot of pride from the top down, coaches to the players, starting lineup, bench. This is a very prideful Raptors team, and it truly showed last night. And then finally here to wrap it up off the bench, Chris Boucher, 9 points, 5 rebounds on 80% shooting. We will absolutely take that. So it all came together for the Raptors last night. We'll see what Fred VanVleet does for Game 5. Does he show up? Can he stay out there on the floor? But overall, they're definitely going to need all hands on deck going into Philadelphia in a potential closeout game to extend the series. So Raptors, they still have their work cut out for them, but a really good, solid game performance last night to extend the series. Well done. All right, and then for the 76ers, Joel Embiid did not look like his dominant self last night. He had 21 points, which is pretty solid. 8 rebounds, 3 assists, only took 1 3, missed it, and shot 43% on 16 shots. Not that great. James Harden, 22 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 of 8 from the 3, 29% shooting on 17 shots. Gotta be way more efficient than that. And then Tyrese Maxey let us down. Usually we can rely on him when everything's a little bit lackluster, but not last night. 11 points on 33% shooting, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, just not enough. So the big three of the 76ers just kind of played like a regular 3. No big involved, unfortunately. Tobias Harris, 15 points, 11 rebounds. Pretty solid game by him if everybody else stepped up, but they didn't. Off the bench, we had Shake Milton, 9 points. Shake Milton, 7 points. Georges Niang, 9 points. Paul Reed, 8 points, 5 rebounds. So pretty solid bench production. This is probably one of the best bench performances that we've seen by the 76ers team, and the starters, made it all for naught because they could not get it done. So Raptors secure the win, secure the no sweep, extend the series one more game, leaving a little bit of a glimmer of hope that the Raptors can still win the ring this year. It's going to take a lot, but hey, they took that first step, winning Game 4. Raptors get the win, 110-102. All right, next game up here, we got the Mavericks at the Jazz, and once again, Mavericks plus 5.5. Luka did play last night. I really didn't even expect Luka to play with the spread at plus 5.5. Him, being classified as a game time decision when we were live breaking down this game last night. But Mavericks plus 5.5, the value, the spread did not go down any. I think it even went up. Did this close? Let me double check. What did this spread close at? Because if it did close at 6, because I think it was hovering around 6, even about like 30 minutes before tip-off, which is, after Luka Doncic was already announced. If y'all kept this at plus 6, that's the most disrespectful thing that maybe y'all have ever done. And y'all have done a lot of disrespectful things. But here we go, the closing odds, and there it is, 6. 6 points closing losing odds, folks. Why? What? Great value, easy peasy. Yes, the Mavericks don't win. Finally, the Jazz showed some sort of clutch gene. Finally, after 5 years of begging for it, they finally give it to us here. Game 4, down 2-1 in a series. It's about gosh dang time. But the Mavericks, they lose, but they only lose by 1. 5.5, 6 points. Yeah, easy peasy. This Mavericks team, we all knew the inevitable. The Jazz would get out to a decent start, have the lead. They lose the lead. The Mavericks overtake the lead and probably most likely win the game. Now, all that played out besides that final part. They didn't win the game, but they still covered the points, baby. Give me 5.5 points. That was the largest spread last night, folks. That was the largest spread. No other game had a higher spread than 5.5, 6 points. The second highest, I think, was 3, and that was the Celtics game, which also hit as well. But we have to save it. One more game, folks. It's the next game coming up. Don't you worry. We are going to break down that game. But Mavericks lose by 1, 99-100. Luka Doncic plays. They cover the 5.5. They cover the 6. Bango. Jazz had a lead. What was their biggest lead of this game that they blew? Oh, 16 points. That's right. Classic Jazz in this situation, right? So the Jazz, it took every fiber of their being not to be the classic choke artist team that we've all come to know this Jazz team to be. It took every single ounce of this Jazz team not to be the choke artist that we all know them for. And what happened? They only win by 1 point. Of course, this game does not change our thinking on this series. We are still betting on the Mavericks. We are still expecting the Mavericks to win this series, no doubt. It's 2-2 heading back to Dallas. This is not the Jazz, folks. This was the Jazz overcoming all their dysfunction, all their mistakes. They had to play at this high urgency level because if they didn't, they would have been down 3-1 heading back to Dallas. So everyone's making a big fuss. Oh, the Jazz win. See, the Jazz are actually good. But no, this is what they should have been doing. The series is just tied 2-2 now. It's basically 0-0, best of 3 with Dallas having the home court advantage. So Jazz still have a ton of work to do, still have more leads to blow. They blew the lead in this game even though they won. So I guess we can give the Jazz a little credit for being clutch. And finally, I don't understand why it took y'all 5 years to get this through your head, but run the Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert pick and roll maybe a little bit more throughout the game because that's exactly what won the game. Use your 2 best players. I never understood why Rudy Gobert was not more of an offensive presence, more of an offensive presence on this Jazz team. We know Donovan Mitchell is very good. He's a good passer, good shooter, all that. We know Rudy Gobert is tall, a little clunky around the basket, and that's probably the reason why they don't utilize him more offensively. Has some struggles, some trouble catching the ball in midair and then going back up with it, securing kind of that large, high pass and not fumbling and bobbling the ball. That so Rudy Gobert does have to work on his little bit of his catch abilities, his hands ability. Work on kind of catching the ball without truly looking at the ball and all that, so you can go right back immediately up with it. Like Rudy Gobert, you got to do a little bit better catching the ball in the low post, honestly. But here we go, folks. Jazz down 1 point, 99-98, 17 seconds left. Donovan Mitchell running the floor, pushing the pace. Rudy Gobert with the screen and roll, and it leaves him wide open for a nice lob throw by Donovan Mitchell. Rudy Gobert catches the lob, dunks it wide open. I don't understand why this isn't more of the offense. Why is this not implemented more throughout the regular game? Why does it have to come down to the very last clutch moments, being down 1, needing a bucket for this to come out? Run this a little bit more throughout the game. Look for Rudy Gobert to be a little bit more of an offensive scoring presence out here for the Jazz. This is not they've got some names here, folks, and this is why I think people fall for the Jazz. And it is easy to fall for the Jazz because you look at the record and you're like, oh my goodness, this is a good team. But you have to understand that this is an absolutely choke job here every single year that has not really been fixed. That is not fixed. That has not been fixed, folks. Their choke ability, choking it big every single time, folks, honestly. So the Jazz, they've got names, Mike Conley, a big name, Bogdanovich, a big name, having Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench, a big name, but this team does not play like they have big names consistently, folks, and that's what really gets them into trouble, and that's why they blow leads. I think they think they're a lot better than what they truly are. Now, they did win last night, so we can't knock them too hard, but once again, it's still a 2-2 series, and we still don't believe the Jazz can pull this one off. But we still give them credit for the win last night. Donovan Mitchell, 23 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, didn't shoot efficient at all, 3 of 10 from the 3, 33% shooting on 21 shots, not that great. We had Rudy Gobert, 12 points, 15 rebounds, really solid, good game all throughout the game winner, give him credit, but 9 of 18 from the free throw line. Rudy Gobert, what the absolute heck are you doing? Honestly, I mean, it's always something with Rudy Gobert. Always something. Can't guard the perimeter. Missing 9 free throws. Only squeaking out a 1-point win. If they lost this game, you point exactly to Rudy Gobert's free throws to be like, yeah, this man single-handedly lost us a game. Like he single-handedly lost us a game probably in game 3, not being able to guard the perimeter. So this was maybe Rudy Gobert's best game of the series, and it still only resulted into a 1-point win. Rudy Gobert was still only a +1 on the floor. Not that good, folks. So, Rudy Gobert, always in the big spotlight, defensive player of the year every single year, we all know, and doesn't do anything big or meaningful in the big-time clutch situation. So, he did it last night. All right, we give him credit, but do we see this happening again? No. Not really. So enjoy the win, bask in the win. Rudy Gobert, I think he even had a quote. I'm not going to be able to bring this up. I didn't like it, and I don't know where it was posted. But after game interview on the floor, Rudy Gobert said something like "fuck the talk" or something like "fuck all that talk" or something like. Okay, y'all can say that, but remember y'all said that because y'all are celebrating like y'all are up 3-1 now in the series or won the series. No, y'all tied the series going back into Dallas. You did your job, Rudy Gobert, and you want to say fuck the talk, fuck the noise? Okay, fuck all that noise, but also the noise is a little justified. Hey, guard the perimeter. Can you do a little bit guarding the 3 line? Can you do that? Rudolph Gobert, can you do that? I don't know. We haven't really seen it consistent, and the Jazz team have literally been lackluster in the playoffs every single year, folks. So, Jazz get the win. Rudy Gobert, solid game. We had Bogdanovich, only 1 of 5 from the 3, nothing great, 12 points. Off the bench, Jordan Clarkson, some big-time shots here, 25 points, 3 of 5 from the 3. Jordan Clarkson's best game of the series so far resulted them into only a 1-point win. Why we're not gushing and kind of flipping sides on the Jazz. Hassan Whiteside coming off the bench for 13 minutes, 2 points, 5 rebounds. And that was really it. Enough for the Jazz to win. And then for the Mavericks, Luka Doncic is back. A nice little light 30 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 of 10 from the 3 in his first game back, a +7 on the floor. Very well done to Luka Doncic. Then we had Jalen Brunson, who has really kind of been on fire all series long so far. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Dwight Powell at the 5, 11 points, 7 rebounds. Dorian Finney-Smith, 11 points on 3 of 6 from the 3. And then Reggie Bullock, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 3 of 8 from the 3. So once again, that 3-point barrage of the Mavericks. They made 15 threes last night. The Jazz only made 10. So Mavericks still outscored the Jazz from the 3-point line. Why we still like the Mavericks moving forward, folks? And then off the bench, we had Spencer Dinwiddie, really only 5 points. The bench really kind of beefed it. Everybody else in the starting lineup was a positive on the floor. Everybody coming off the bench, a negative. Not that great. Spencer Dinwiddie, a -14 on the floor, the highest by far last night, playing 23 minutes. So the Mavericks just couldn't really clutch it up in the fourth quarter, couldn't make those big-time shots in the fourth quarter, unfortunately, and they ended up losing by 1 point. Who took the game winner? I don't think it was Luka Doncic, was it? got? What do we got here? Spencer Dinwiddie. Yeah, let's watch this. Game-winning attempt shot right here, not coming from Luka Doncic. I don't know if I like that. Luka Doncic gets double-teamed, flings it to Spencer Dinwiddie, and he shorts it on the three. Once again, Spencer Dinwiddie has been really good all year long, ever since he got to Dallas, but this game just couldn't really get it done. So, once again, it took all of this, folks. Took all of this. Rudy Gobert being good, Rudy Gobert being clutch, Spencer Dinwiddie having his worst game, the Jazz being down 2-1. Took all of that to only win by 1 point, folks. All right, we're not on the Jazz. We were never on the Jazz to be back on the Jazz. Okay, so still liking the Mavericks. We will still bet the Mavericks in game number 5 when they're at home. Luka Doncic, a game back under his belt. They'll be fine. Dallas will be rocking and roaring. Jazz are still not that guy, folks. They're not that team. Do not fall in love with the Jazz on this win. Don't switch up your bets now because the Jazz won this game. We're still sticking with the Mavericks. We had 5.5 points last night, folks. How great was that? Fantastic. So, the Jazz make the series look a little bit more competitive than maybe it truly actually is. We got ourselves a tied series 2-2 heading into game 5. Jazz get the win last night, 100-99. Alrighty, folks, are y'all ready for this one? Y'all ready to talk about this? Y'all ready for this? Yes? Y'all ready for this? Us versus y'all, game 3. Celtics at the Nets. This was supposed to be the pivotal turning point of the series. That's what y'all have been telling me. There's supposed to be 2 big turning pivotal points in the series. Once the Nets get at home, and then once Ben Simmons returns. These are supposed to be 2 turning points. Well, your first turning point didn't really turn the point, did it? Because the Celtics still win on the road. Yes, that's the sign of a terrifying team able to win on the road. That defense, what did we say yesterday, folks? Defense traveled, and that defense travels very, very well. Celtics get the win. They cover their +3. I was so blasphemous yesterday, folks. I thought I was going to get struck down by Jesus himself. I bet it reverse. Celtics +3? Nuh-uh-uh. Celtics -3.5. I took that half a point hook. I bet it. Whatever DraftKings, that was the maximum lowest I could go. I probably would have taken it all the way down to maybe 4.5, 5.5. But DraftKings is like, we know the Celtics are probably going to win, so we can't lose too much money here. So the lowest that we could go is Celtics -3.5. You better believe I bet it. You better believe we hit it, because it's the terrifying Celtics, folks. We have been trying to tell y'all. We have been trying to get it through to y'all. And sometimes y'all are stubborn and y'all double down and triple down. And I understand it, folks. I understand people double, triple down. We've doubled, tripled down on this Celtics team, and we're right, we get it. So I get y'all doubling and tripling down, folks, but when I say it this emphatically, when I'm putting this much emphasis, this much enthusiasm on it, folks, y'all gotta kind of turn around and maybe admit that you're wrong. You are the ones that are wrong, folks. Once again, stop fighting us on all this stuff, folks. We know a lot of what we're talking about. Stop fighting us. I know it may not what you want to hear. I wouldn't want to hear, Kevin Durant and the Nets aren't going to do anything. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving team is going to get bounced first round of the playoffs. I wouldn't want to hear that. I get it, folks. But at some point, we have to understand that, sometimes words are tough to hear, but we need to hear them, folks, okay? We must hear it. Gotta hear it. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean you have the right not to listen. You gotta listen, folks, and maybe admit that, all right, I was wrong. My judgment was a little cloudy. Okay, I fell for maybe a little misinformation, some disinformation. I bought into a narrative that maybe didn't have the biggest basis to stand on. All right, we've got to admit it, folks. Us as a species, a human race, we must look inward to ourselves and admit, all right, maybe we're wrong. Maybe we got played so we can all move on forward. Yes, without everybody being at each other's throats and being at each other's necks. So, Celtics on the road. We're right again. Up 3-0 in the series. Are they about to sweep the Nets? Are they about to sweep this team that y'all called so scary? And I'm about to use some names here, folks. I'm calling out names over here. You ready for these names? Chris Broussard, Mike Greenberg. You still think the Nets are going to the NBA Finals? You think they're still going to go to the NBA Finals? The Nets are going to be the first team down 0-3 to come back and then even get to the finals? You still standing behind that? You're gonna walk that back? Are we walking stuff back? Are we walking stuff back? We may have to wait till Monday when they're on air for it to officially be walked back. But let's see, is anybody doing any walking back on the Nets here, folks? So let's go to Chris Broussard first. What do we got on his Twitter account? Is he already walking back his Nets takes, or is he saving it for Monday? Let's see. What is his newest tweets 2 hours ago? All right, he posted a quote here, a Baba quote, so that's not what we're talking about. And then April 22nd, this man didn't say anything yet. He's waiting till Monday to spin this whole Nets thing. All right, Chris, we'll be here waiting. I'll wait till Monday to see what you walk back. But let's go to Mike Greenberg here. Let's go to Mike Greenberg. What is he walking back? Is he walking back anything? What is he tweeted? 3 hours ago, in the 3 games of the series versus Celtics, Kevin Durant has made 19 shots and committed 17 turnovers. So you're just pointing a stat? You're just pointing out a stat, Mike Greenberg? No. I need to see you apologize. I mean, you were saying the Nets were so scary and they were going to get to the finals. Now, I believe Mike Greenberg said he wasn't sure if they were, maybe he did say they were going to win the finals. But whatever it is, folks, getting to the finals, it's still equally as bad. Give this Celtics team some mother love and respect. And I need apologies. Folks. And I don't like to kind of force apologies when people are wrong, because people get some things wrong here and there. It's the nature of the game. It's the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the business. I get it. But when y'all double and triple, quadruple down, dig in those heels, yeah, that's when we need to kind of force out the apologies. So I'm still waiting for the walk back. I'm still waiting for the apologies. Yes, folks. And we will not move on. I will not let y'all move on until the apologies happen. Once again, folks, last year, the big narrative, Chris Middleton was the Batman, Giannis is the Robin. The most absurd thing we've ever heard. That was last year's most absurd take. I'm still waiting for apologies on a few of y'all on that one. This season, this most disrespectful, apprehensible take that y'all had, the Nets being so gosh dang scary. Y'all have one outlandish take every single year that I just cannot let y'all walk away from scot-free. I need apologies on this one, folks, okay? So we've got Mike Greenberg not walking back anything. And then we had Colin Cowherd. He wasn't 100% in on this Nets team, but I still think he was liking the Nets in the series. We get anything by Colin. This is what KD wanted, to hoop with a friend and not have a heavy-handed coach. Wonder if it feels as good as he thought it would. And that's exactly why we never bought the Nets, the team. Yes, they have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, folks, but those are not leaders. Then we look at Steve Nash, the head coach, and how can a head coach not be a leader? I'll never get it, but he's not a leader and he's not a coach. So there's nothing on this Nets team that truly makes them a team, and y'all were still buying into them, while the Celtics, they are the definition of a team, folks. We look up the team, you look up the word team in the dictionary, folks, it's a picture of this year's Celtics. This is the most complete team in the NBA. Everything it means to be a team: leadership, playmakers, coaches, talent, on floor leadership, vocality, defense, traveling, on the road, winning, depth ability, folks. We haven't even gotten to the depth ability, because the depth ability paid off for the Celtics. How crazy, folks. This Celtics team is a complete team. They relied on Peyton Pritchard, folks. Peyton Pritchard, who hasn't even really played at all this year. He's played in a couple of games, always coming off the bench for maybe like a maximum on a good day, 20 minutes, but usually maximum on a regular day, 15 minutes. This is who we should be afraid of, folks. Y'all got to admit that you are wrong. You missed the mark. We can't buy into a Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving led team, folks. Never, ever, ever buy into a Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving led team. It will never pan out the way you truly think it would pan out, folks, okay? So, we're waiting on apologies. Y'all take your time. I know it's hard to swallow your pride, eat that crow, but there's crow being served, folks. We are cooking up the crow as we speak. You know you got to cook crow for a little bit, folks. You got to smoke the crow. You can't just bake a crow at 425 for, 40 minutes and expect it to be good. No. Slow roast that crow, folks, and that's what we're doing. We got slow roasting crow so far, folks. Already in the burner, getting slow roasted, the slow roaster, the slow cooker. It's in there right now. We got a couple of helping of crow, so don't worry, folks. I know you're wondering, where can we get the crow to eat the crow? No. The crow will be provided. We will provide the crow for you. It'll be good crow, slow roasted crow. How you do it. So, crow is roasting right now. We still got one more game, so we can't take the crows out of the roaster just quite yet. But just know that they are cooking, they are roasting, and they will be given to y'all. So, don't worry about that. Where am I going to get the crow from? We will take care of all your crow needs for your crow eating in a little bit, folks, because Celtics now command the series. Once again, nobody's ever come down from 0-3, and I doubt the Nets could do it, folks. I doubt the Nets. Kevin Durant would be a person that could do it, but once again, we doubt the team of the Nets, okay? Once again, stop it with just these individual players. We need a complete team, and this Celtics team, folks, is a complete team. So, here we go. Celtics last night win 109-103. They were +3. Disrespectful. They win outright. Don't even need any of those extra 3 points. We, over here, betted at Celtics -3.5. That was the lowest we could go on DraftKings. I would have went lower, folks, okay? So, Celtics win by 6, 109-103. Kevin Durant's playing poor. Kyrie Irving's playing poor. And that's kind of exactly what we know. We already saw Kyrie Irving's big game, and it didn't pan out to a win, so we already knew at that point that, if you were on the Nets, let's break it down by this. We were never on this Nets team, all right, folks? That's well documented. That's all on the record. Don't question me over here, all right? So, we've always been on the Celtics. Y'all, for the most part, have always been on the Nets. After game one, Kyrie Irving had a big game. They lose. That should have been your first wake-up call. Hey, damn, Kyrie Irving played like this and they still lose? Wow. If it wasn't clear then, the Nets, aren't going to win the series. It should have been clear there. Y'all should have already walked it back after game one. But y'all wanted to stick around and then double down in game two because y'all almost won. Only lost by a point. Game winner by Jason Tatum. So everyone back in on the Nets. And then game three, Kevin Durant, 16 points on only 54% shooting. Not the greatest. Kyrie Irving, 16 points on 0 of 7 from the 3. 0 of 7 from the 3. 0 of 7 from the 3. Can't keep up that great scoring consistent pace, can you, Kyrie? No, unfortunate. Back against the wall, at home, must-win game here. Can't go down 3-0. And this was the performances that y'all were scared of. 16 points by Kevin Durant and 16 points by Kyrie Irving. 32 points combined by really their only good offensive playmakers that are, superstar level talent. 32 points collectively. That's who we should be scared of, folks. I'm not letting you off light, folks. I can't let y'all off light here. I just can't. Once again, some of these things we just can't let y'all off the hook for. Other takes, all right, we let you off the hook. Once again, it's the name of the game. It's the nature of the beast. We get it, but not to this magnitude, not to this digging ability, folks. When people are doubling and tripling, Can't let you get away scot-free on this one, folks. Y'all have been telling me brainwashing, folks. We told y'all what it truly was. It was brainwashing. That's this, that's that. So scary. Look at here. Look at what they just did. One game out of a month stretch where they had one good game against a good team. Look at this. This is who we should be scared of. Not this team that was great for the entire month stretch, who has superstars on their team, that has one of the best coaches in the NBA. This is a team that we should be afraid of, because y'all always kept trying to redirect my attention to the Nets, and we never fell for it, folks. We never bought into that for 2 months. This has been said for 2 months at minimum. I'm sure it's a lot longer than 2 months, but we'll just cut it off at 2 months. We don't need to go back further than 2 months, even though we could. We'll set it at 2 months here. The last 2 months, y'all have been trying to brainwash me, everybody on the Nets, folks, and we never fell for it, folks. This is what we've been talking about. Y'all been calling me crazy. We've been saying this every day for the last 2 months, and here we are. Celtics up 3-0, folks. We're right. We got y'all on this one. It doesn't mean, it may mean, but it doesn't mean that we're better than y'all. It just means that we got this one right, like we usually do. Stop fighting us. Can we all now truly admit the Cowboys are only going to win 2 to 4 games here? Y'all give me that one. I could probably leave y'all alone for the rest of this offseason. Y'all give me that one, and y'all finally come around on the Cowboys, and I'll accept y'all for how y'all are for the rest of this offseason. Doesn't that sound like a good deal? Doesn't that sound like a good deal? Y'all can stop doubling and tripling down. Y'all could be free for the remainder of the offseason. All y'all have to do is just give me the Cowboys one. 2 to 4 games. 2 to 4 games they'll win. 5. Do I have to go to 5? I'll go to 5 for y'all, all right? Is 4 a little too low? 2 to 5 games, all right? Do I finally have y'all coming around that we know what we're talking about, that we're usually on the right side of things? Yes. Last year we called the Bucks to win the finals at the start of the playoffs. What happened? Bucks win the finals. What do we say this year? Stop it with the Nets. What happened? Stop it with the Nets. Truly on that. Folks, we've got a good track record over here. Yes, we don't like to toot our own horn, but we do have to do it sometimes. It's unfortunate, but once again, that's the nature of the beast. Hey, we got this one right. Y'all were on the other side, but we got this one right. What's up? It's the nature of the beast, folks. The nature of the beast. All y'all have to do is say you were wrong. Eat the slow roasted crow that is currently being prepared. We can all move on. Give us the Cowboys. They're only going to win 2 to 5 games, and we can all live in harmony for the next 6 months. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? Come on, folks. Stop it. Are we all finally done with the Nets? I truly cannot take any more, quintupling down. That'd be the next step. Y'all quintuple down. No, the Nets are actually good. The Nets are actually really, really good. They're going to reverse 4-0 sweep. Ben Simmons getting back. All that. Do not quintuple down on me, y'all, okay? Because that we can truly not tolerate, okay? Man, let's digress a little bit. Let's get back to this game. This scary Nets team with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving only putting up 32 points combined. Whoa. I'm about to go to that. I'm about to dress as that as Halloween. 32 points, dressed like Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I won't do blackface. Relax, folks, okay? But that's how scary I'm going to be. Ooh, what are you this year? Kids ringing my doorbell, dressed like Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, 32 points. I'm supposed to scream at that. Okay. So scary, super scary, down 0-3, super gosh dang scary. I forgot, folks. I forgot in y'all's world, down 0-3 is scary. Yeah. I get it. Being down 0-3 is scary. We get it. This Nets team is a scary team. We get it. Now we're truly seeing it how y'all were saying it. Y'all weren't saying that the Nets are a scary team because they're good. You're saying they're a scary team because they underwhelm. They flounder 0-3 in the series. Now we are finally understanding. Y'all had it. Y'all were phrasing it wrong. Y'all had to phrase it right. Jeez. So the moral of the story is the Nets aren't a scary team. Kevin Durant has not been clutch at all this year. This year alone, another narrative we've been kind of tracking a little bit, like 2-3 weeks before the end of the regular season. We were like, hey, Kevin Durant's not the clutchest this year. Once again, why are y'all so big on this Nets team when Kevin Durant's not even at his peak Kevin Durant, and we haven't gotten anything close to peak Kevin Durant in this series? We had peak Kyrie Irving for 1 game. That was it. Out of 3 games where we have a potential 6. We have a potential 6 total greatness. Kevin Durant could have been great for 3 games. Kyrie Irving could have been great for 3 games. That's 6 collective greatness points. They have one Kyrie Irving greatness game. That's it. They shot 1 of 6 great games so far. That's scary. That's scary, folks. Once again, stop it. I need apologies, folks. Let's talk the rest of this Nets team and then get to the terrifying Celtics, because we haven't even touched upon why they're truly terrifying. So here we go. Kevin Durant, nothing great. 16 points. He had 8 assists, 8 rebounds. That's okay. But once again, only taking 11 shots. Why is that? Kyrie Irving, 16 points. He had 9 assists. I like the assists. But once again, 35% shooting from the field. 0 of 7 from the 3. Inexcusable, not going to win the game. We had Seth Curry, 10 points, 2 assists. Andre Drummond still playing the starting 5, 2 points on 3 shots, 3 boards. And then Bruce Brown, who's kind of been actually really good this series. Bruce Brown has probably been the best player this series so far. 26 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 2 of 7 from the 3, 52% shooting on 19 shots. Yeah, okay, that was great. Everything else lackluster. Nicholas Claxton coming off the bench had a really solid game, 13.7 boards. And then we had Patty Mills, another big game from the man, 4 or 5 from the 3, 12 points shooting. And we don't get great Patty Mills like this every single game. It's like few and far in between. And the Nets squandered a great Patty Mills game in the playoffs. So the Nets squandered Kyrie Irving's great game. They squandered Patty Mills' good game off the bench. They've squandered Bruce Brown's great performances over these last 3 games. So the Nets are not scary, folks. Steve Nash should be fired. Kevin Durant really should contemplate going to another superstar team so he can continue to win rings, because he is not the true number 1 leader scorer that you need to win a ring with. And Kyrie Irving, he'll always be on these types of teams because he wants to be the number 1. He wants to be in the limelight. He wants to be the sole reason why they win. So if you want to be the sole reason why they win, go ahead and get it done, but you can't. Can't even get it done here with the Nets, even though you chose this place with Kevin Durant by your side. Still can't get it done. Stop it with the Nets, folks. Please stop it with the Nets. And please stop it in this offseason with the Nets as well, because I cannot take an entire offseason of y'all saying, oh, the Nets are going to be scary this year. Folks, stop it. Stop it with the Nets. Honestly, we're done with the Nets for this year and next year. I don't want to hear a peep on the Nets next year until they deserve to be peeping, yes? And we'll let you know when they'll be peeping, because, you know, we usually are right on that stuff. We track the stuff. We tell you when they peep, when they stop peeping, when y'all should be peeping. We tell y'all. All you have to do is listen. It's really that easy, folks. All y'all have to do is listen, and you'll learn, and you'll win money, and you'll know what you're talking about. All you have to do is listening, folks. That's all you have to do is listen. We provide the rest for you. How easy is that? All y'all have to do is listen an hour and a half every single day. It's not that hard to carve out an hour and a half of your time of just listening. Listening, folks. Once again, that's what we all have to do a little bit better. Let's just listen a little bit more. Stop thinking we all know, besides me. Once again, you know, I'm not speaking about myself here because I am the best, but we digress on that. But yeah, let's listen a little bit. Let's understand we were wrong. Let's listen. Let's admit we're wrong. Yes, two hard things for us to do for some reason. Should be easy, but it's a little hard. I get it. I understand. So let's listen. Let's admit that we're wrong. Yes, folks, stop it with the Nets. I cannot take another offseason that this Nets team is going to be good. One more game. Next game, Ben Simmons will be back. Next game. Yes, yes, yes. Always next game, next year, next game, next series, next. Okay, we get it. Next. Okay, y'all live in next world. I'll live in now world. Y'all keep waiting for the next while we start cashing in now. We keep cashing in now. Yes? That sound better? If y'all want to be a part of next world, that's fine. But just know that's a different world than I live in. I live in now world. If y'all want to play around with next year, next this, next that, okay, y'all are the nexties. We're the nowsies, yes? Stop it with the Nets. Please. I'm trying to be nice to y'all here. I could gloat even more than we already have. I could, rub it in even more than what we have. I'm trying to be nice. Stop it with the Nexies. We're the nowsies, yes? Yes, folks. Come on. I need to hear it here. Come on. The Nets in the backs here. Let me hear the yes. Yes? I think I heard a yes. It was faint. It was a reluctant yes coming from the back, but I think I heard the next. Or I think I heard the yes. Need to hear the next and the yes. Yes, okay? All right, here we go. We are spending too much time on this great game. But here we go. Let's finish it up here with the Boston Celtics. And this is why. One more final alert for y'all that are still not getting it. This is for the people that are just still not getting it. They're like, the Nets, they're scary. They're still scary. I just don't understand what's so scary about the Celtics. Here we are, one final time. This is why the Celtics are scary. Let's start with the superstar on the team, Jason Tatum, superstar. Jason Tatum last night, 39 points, 6 steals. So the superstar also being a great defender, another reason why you need to be scared of this Nets team. We've got the superstar Jason Tatum, we've got the defense of the entire team cashing out with 13 steals and 3 blocks. 13 steals and 3 blocks. The Nets had 7 steals. They had 5 blocks. Very well done with their blocking, but only 7 steals. They doubled their steals. Steals, clamping up, locking up defensively. We saw Jason Tatum lock up Kevin Durant already. We know this Celtics team plays defense. Number one, why they're scary. For everybody that needs to know, Jason Tatum, superstar. Reason number 2, the defense. Yes, 6 steals for Jason Tatum last night. 6 assists, 5 rebounds, shooting 4 of 13 from the 3, cashing in on his free throws, taking 29 shots because that's what the superstars do. Yes. Kevin Durant, why are you only taking 11 shots? Be like Jason Tatum. Be that aggressive, dominant superstar to command the ball. Get it done. Whatever you need to do to win the game, go out and get it done. Kevin Durant can't do that for some reason this season. I don't get it. Jason Tatum's great. Then we have Marcus Smart, 14 points, 6 assists. He shot 2 of 10 from the 3. Not that efficient, but overall, big time shots. He had 2 steals as well, the 6 assists, fantastic, facilitating the floor, being a nice offensive weapon, while also locking it up defensively. Reason number 3. Let's go to reason number 4, Jaylen Brown, their second superstar. Yes, this team does have 2 superstars. Jaylen Brown last night, 23 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, shooting 56% on 16 shots, and having 2 steals. All their great superstar players offensively are gifted superstars, but also defensively. Jason Tatum, 6 steals. Marcus Smart, 2 steals. Jaylen Brown, 2 steals. 10 steals between their big 3. The Nets had 7 in total. Yes, folks, reason number 5 why the Celtics are scary. Here we go. Let's keep going. Yes, there's more reasons. We had Daniel Tice still in the starting 5. We don't like it. Robert Williams not quite ready to be the starting big, but he still played last night just coming off the bench. So they have Daniel Tice at the 5. That's not a reason to be scared of the Nets, folks, okay? Or the Celtics. Daniel Tice is nothing scary, terrifying, anything like that. So that's the only thing that's truly not terrifying about this Celtics team. Daniel Tice, 9.6 boards. We had Al Horford, only 3 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds last night, but getting it done defending. And then the bench. Another reason why we need to be scared of this Celtics team. Because guess who made a reappearance last night, folks? Peyton Pritchard only played 12 minutes, folks. 10 points, 1 steal. He's even getting into the steals. The bench player that's never really played at all this year. I got to see what this man is averaging this season per game, because it's going to be funny, because this man has played in like half the games. In the games that he does get into, only plays like 15 minutes. So he's going to be like averaging like 7 minutes a game. And y'all let a man that averages like 7 minutes a game put up 10 points and steal your ass once? What's good? Peyton Pritchard. I got to see this man's stats, career stats. Got to see what he's averaging in minutes, because it's going to be funny, folks. Another reason why we should be afraid of the Celtics team. Peyton Pritchard is averaging 14 minutes a game when he plays, folks. He's played 71 games this year? No way. No way this man's played 71 games. How many minutes? No way. I do not believe it. 1 minute. They're counting the games where he played 1 minute, 2 minutes, you know what we mean. So, yeah, basically, here we go. Look at this stretch here. He gets credit for games played. Once again, don't fall for that number of, he played 60, what was it, 60 games? He didn't play 60 games, folks. Look at these. Look at this stretch of games that he played. 4 minutes, 1 minute, 8 minutes, 40 seconds, 6 minutes, 4 minutes, 1 minute, 52. So he's played about half the games. I think that's a comfortable number. Look at this other stretch of games he played. 3, 9, 256, 207, 503, 404, 501 when they're up 33 points. I mean, folks, he's played half the games. That's a fraudulent number. He gets in for 3 minutes at a time. He doesn't play. And Peyton Pritchard had a big-time offensive and defensive game against the scary Nets. Peyton Pritchard was the highest plus-minus on the floor last night, given he only played 12 minutes, but he was still +8 on the floor. 10 points, 1 assist, 1 steal. Greatness. Shot 80% on 5 shots. Greatness. 2 of 3 from the 3. Greatness. Getting greatness from their players that don't even play. That's another reason, number 7, why you should be afraid of the Celtics. And you know reason number 8, it's the one that puts it all together. The head coach. Ime Udoka, who is out coaching. This is a master class of coaching compared to Steve Nash, folks. Reason number 8, 9, 10, reason 8 through 1 million is the coaching right here, folks. Ime Udoka, who had enough confidence to play Peyton Pritchard for 12 minutes, even though they haven't really played him at all this year, folks. Ime Udoka knows what he's doing, has confidence in his players, has confidence to leave Peyton Pritchard out there to be a +8 on the floor. Man, oh man, folks. Once again, Ime Udoka not being top 3 Coach of the Year candidate is unacceptable, folks. Truly unacceptable. Celtics are terrifying, folks. They've shown us 3 straight games. If you don't come around to that, you're just being stubborn. Being stubborn for the heck of it, folks. Come around, join the light side, join this terrifying Celtics team, folks. This is a team I've been trying to tell y'all. This is the true scary team. There can only be one, and the Celtics are that team. Are we all understanding now? Yes? Stop doubling down, stop tripling down, and do not even think about quintupling down in Game 4. The Celtics are the better team. The Celtics are the scarier team. We were right. Y'all were wrong. That's just what it is. Let's move on, yes? Celtics are the best team in the NBA. The Celtics will win the finals, and the Celtics will win 5 straight finals from here on out. Okay? Can we all move on now? All right. Celtics get the win, 109-103, up 3-0 in the series. Game 4, pretty much maybe the final one in Brooklyn. We'll see you then, folks. Us versus y'all. Come around. It really should just be us for us at this point because nobody should be on the y'all side, yes? Celtics get the win, 109-103. All right, we gotta move it along here. We spent too much time on that Celtics game. Well, it's not too much time because we can never spend too much time on the best team in the NBA, so that's fine. But we got 9 minutes till tip-off, and we still got one game to cover. So here we go. Let's move it into hyperdrive. Here we go. Last game of the night. Grizzlies at the Timberwolves. Timberwolves win 119-118, 1-point win to tie up the series 2-2 heading back into Memphis. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns heard Yall's criticisms and went manic. 33 points, 14 boards, took 17 shots, leading scorer, leading rebounder, everything great like that. Anthony Edwards had a little bit of a scary moment, had to exit and walk off the floor, but he just came in like 5 seconds later and was fine for the rest of the game. And he went manic. 24 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 4 of 8 from the 3, 50% on 14 shots. Fantastic. And then D'Angelo Russell, 10 points, 7 assists. Fantastic. Patrick Beverley getting into the offensive mindset. 17 points on 4 of 6 from the 3. Very well done. And then the bench for this Timberwolves team, Jordan McLaughlin, 16 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 2 rebounds to help out, and the Timberwolves get it done. Now, the Grizzlies, they were down in this game, overcame their deficits like we've seen already, so we're still not ready to move off and say the Timberwolves will win the series, but they have been playing absolutely fantastic, and they could win this series. This is still a positive for this Timberwolves team, not like the Jazz, tying up the series 2-2. We still cannot see the Jazz winning that series at all. We can see the Timberwolves win this series. We just are not going to be betting that just quite yet, but well done for them to tie up the series at 2-2. And then for the Grizzlies, it's just Ja Morant not able to kind of clutch it up in the big-time moment, hit that big-time dagger, hit that big-time shot. So we're still waiting for Ja Morant to have like a good game this playoff series. He's getting a little bit carried by Dylan Brooks and Desmond Bane, who have been going manic these first 4 games. So, Ja Morant, he only had 11 points on 30% shooting. He had 15 assists and 8 rebounds. All that is great, but we need that scorer Morant. Once that scorer Morant truly gets it going, then this Grizzlies team is really going to be scary, way scarier than the Nets. Desmond Bane, who has been carrying this Grizzlies team in the playoffs, 8 of 12 from the 3 for 34 giant-ass points. Dylan Brooks, 3 of 4 from the 3 for 24 big ol' points. Brandon Clark coming off the bench, 15 points. And Tyus Jones also coming off the bench for 13 points. It's really just Ja Morant needs to get on his bullshit a little bit quicker, a little bit more efficiently in this game, in the series, and the Grizzlies will win, no problem, and move on. But Timberwolves are making it a series. They win last night, 119-118. Alrighty, that is all the NBA last night, but we still got to talk about betting tonight. Yes, folks, here we go. 3 games on tonight. We got one tipping off in about 6 minutes. So here we go. Bucks at the Bulls. Bucks minus 4.5. Bulls plus 4.5. We still have no Chris Middleton here for the Bucks. So what do we say? No Chris Middleton. No problem. We'll swallow the 4 here with the Bucks. Absolutely no problem. This Bucks team found its dominance last game. I don't think they give it up. This series has already gone on way too long. Way too long. It should have been wrapped up by now. The Bucks know this, and they'll handle it accordingly by taking out the next 2 games. They'll lead the series 3-1 after tonight and end the series on Game 5 back in Milwaukee. There's no reason to bet this Bulls team. Stop it. Then we get the Warriors at the Nuggets. Warriors up 3-0 in the series. This is a clinching close out game. Everybody's going to go for the Warriors. Everybody's going to go for the Nuggets. And I'm going here with the Warriors minus 4. Steph Curry still wants to come off the bench. That's fantastic. Such a great teammate. Such a great guy. Hey, Jordan Poole, he can get it done in the starting lineup. Just have me come off the bench. I don't care. That's fine. I'm still getting my burn. I'm still getting my recognition. I'm still getting my production. Who cares who's in the starting lineup and who's not? We're both playing the same great minutes. We're still, the only goal is to win the chip. And if this is how we have to do it, that's fine. What a great teammate mentality. You think Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving ever going to accept an off-the-bench role for any stretch of period of time through any circumstances in situations? Of course not. Shout out to this Warriors team. There's a reason why this Warriors team is the favorites to win the ring now. We told y'all yesterday on the show the Warriors are the favorites to win the ring with the Chris Middleton injury to the Bucks. With the Devin Booker injury to the Suns, the Warriors are the number 1 team to win it. They get it done. They sweep the Nuggets, unfortunately. Suns minus 4, easy peasy. We'll swallow that. And then the last game on tonight. Oh, no, there's 4. How could we forget? Let's go to the third game on tonight. We get the Heat at the Hawks. Game number 4. Heat lead the series 2-1. Hawks just won game 3. Very, very close. Trae Young clutch. Jimmy Butler not. That was the end of the game. Now, this is still the same spread. Heat minus 1.5. Hawks plus 1.5. For the Heat, Kyle Lowry, a game time decision. This is the one that we truly have to watch out for. We have PJ Tucker, Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, and Bam Adebayo, all game time decisions. I'm assuming they're playing. The Kyrie Irving one, or the Kyle Lowry one, is the one injury we have to pay extra attention to because of that hamstring injury that tweaked in game number 3 that forced him out for the rest of the game. So having Kyle Lowry back is great. Not having him is going to be a little interesting, but we do believe the Heat have the players to overcome that. Now, they have the bench to overcome just that depth problem, losing a piece, losing a starting point guard. But can a piece fill in that point guard duties, facilitating the floor? Who's going to step up into that role? Will Jimmy Butler take a more facilitator role than an offensive scoring role that we've seen him take in the first 3 games already? That's probably going to make the main difference in this game, whether the Heat win or lose. Whoever they have fill in that starting point guard position is the facilitator and doesn't get too caught up in being a scoring threat. That's what will hold this Heat team back if they lose. Then for the Hawks, everybody's going to go, and look at this, folks. Clint Capella, a game time decision. Are we finally getting Clint Capella back, or is this a little bit one of those fake game time decisions that we've seen a little bit? We had a Michael Porter Jr. game time decision. I think we had a Jamal Murray game time decision in like the last 2 weeks of the season, and those were just fraudulent game time decisions. So what do we got with our man Clint Capella? We have any updated news on NBA Fantasy Labs? What do we got? Anything? Any information? Clint Capella, questionable game time decision. So that's what we've got. The spread hasn't really moved, so I can't really tell if Vegas is planning on Clint Capella to play or not. But I still think I'm betting the Heat here. They can still lock it in and lock it up and bring out that kennel mentality where the Hawks, it took everything right, and what, they only win by 1 or 2 points. I think only 1 point. Jimmy Butler makes that three. They win the game. So all of that greatness from the Hawks in game 3 still resulted only in a 1-point win. I'm still not ready to bet off of this Heat team. They've got the coaching. They've got the players. They've got the depth. They've got the superstars. They've got the mentality. They've just got to put it together. We're taking the Heat -1.5. And then the last game of the night here, Suns at the Pelicans. Suns -2.5. Pelicans +2.5 here. Once again, no Devin Booker for this Suns team. Suns lead the series 2-1. No closeout game tonight. Last home game potentially for the Pelicans, so they must take advantage. Everybody's good to go for the Pelicans as well. Now, once again, the Suns. We need DeAndre Ayton to go manic. We need Chris Paul to do his thing. If it takes until the fourth quarter, that's fine, but you must get it done in the fourth quarter. Cameron Johnson, that question mark. He did not do anything Devin Booker-esque in game number 3. We need a better production, a better night by Cameron Johnson. I am going to take the Suns here -2.5. We like this Pelicans team. They're showing true grit in the series, which I absolutely give them a 100% respect for, but they just need that Zion back. If they get Zion back, this is a whole new complete team that puts them over the edge. They are knocking on the door of greatness with their big 3 already of McCollum, Ingram, and Valanciunas, but you get Zion there, it changes the entire game of this team. But until then, we're still going to be betting the Suns. They've overcome everybody. No Chris Paul, overcame that. No Chris Paul and Devin Booker, overcame that. No Devin Booker, they overcame that. The Suns team is a well-oiled machine, folks. Only have to swallow 2.5. It may take until the fourth quarter to get that manic Chris Paul mode, but once it kicks in, the Suns always win. We're swallowing the 2.5 here with the Suns. Give respect to the Pelicans for being competitive and consistent, but this is the Suns we're talking about. We're not talking about this. We're not talking about this. We're talking about this, folks. Yes? Taking the Suns here -2.5. Alrighty, folks, it's 1 o'clock. We got to get out of here and watch this great one last weekend day of 4 NBA playoff games on. Today is the last day for this. Soak it in. Make some money. Hopefully your team wins also today. But the most important thing, enjoy the games. NBA season coming to a close. The golden period of an NBA playoff series is coming to a close, folks. So, Warriors have a chance to close out today. Potential last game of that. 4 games on. Last day of this weekend. Enjoy it, folks. Make sure you're watching this great basketball today. Alrighty, folks, we got to get out of here and enjoy this basketball. We can't tell y'all to enjoy the basketball if we're not enjoying the basketball, right? So we're going to get out of here for today. Enjoy this great basketball. We'll be back tomorrow, live noon Eastern, breaking it all down, cashing in those tickets, and we still got more great playoff basketball to bet come tomorrow, so we'll be here doing that. Final day, let's go Wendy's 4 for 4 on the final 4 for 4 day of the season. Have a great one. We'll cash in, and we'll see you tomorrow.